What's going on? Welcome back to an episode of PvP Legacy. Now, I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded. I've streamed a couple days ago, but I haven't uploaded anything, at least not to like this extent. So, strap in, gamers, because you might actually want to have to sit down for it. So, I got some pretty heartbreaking news to go through right now. And if you're unaware, then yeah, as I said, you might want to have to sit down. So approximately, I don't know how many days ago, a couple days ago, I'm a little late to the party here on this, but better late than never, I suppose. So a couple days ago, Game Freak got hacked. If you know what Game Freak is, neither do I. I don't really ever care that much for like game companies and all that. But essentially, Game Freak got hacked and leaked a bunch, and if not a bunch, then most likely every single little thing that Nintendo was doing behind the curtains, or it like updates to things, a bunch of new projects, like literally almost like everything in their like department was completely leaked. And we got some of like the like ooh yay cool things, and then what I'm talking about is boo, why? So yeah, a Game Freak got hacked. A lot of things got leaked, and the main thing that people are kind of sticking to right now is the Typhlosion lore, I guess you could say. And I'm gonna use lore a little loosely here because it's scrapped. It's not like they're actually gonna use this, but it is like a concept that they've had floating around that they've just kind of kept in their back pocket for a little bit. But yeah, so the Typhlosion lore here is not great. It's wow. It is some of the like biggest, highest levels of cringe in that I've seen in a long time. Like I don't think there's anything that really tops this than just I don't know, maybe another P Diddy. I mean that'd be pretty cringe. That would be pretty cringe. So I'm gonna go over this kind of in small details because even though I may be a tiny incy baby, irrelevant content creator, I still fear the almighty hand of Nintendo. Like as much as I love to smack talk Nintendo for just being crappy, like overall, Nintendo is still pretty scary in terms of protecting their IP. All right, they are dedicated to protecting every single thing they own, even down to like to the smallest things. Like they have been beefing with Roblox developers to get Brick Bronze off the site for years. All right, and they're still going strong. All right, they still be beefing. So I'm in order to like kind of avoid the mighty hammer of Mario himself, I'm going to only reveal tiny little snippets of basically what is already known, of what people already understand, kind of just to go over it and give my thoughts on it. Because I feel like as a Pokemon enjoyer, anything to do with Pokemon, I feel like I gotta cover it, right? I feel like I just gotta cover it. So let's start off here. Essentially, this I'm gonna read a little snippet to you. It basically, the article starts off here. It's like, oh, blah blah blah. But yeah, let me properly start us off here by reading you this little snippet of little content, right? A long time ago, when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was unclear. Excuse me? What do you possibly mean by the boundary between Pokemon and humans was unclear? That alone raises so many red flags. Unclear? What is to be unclear? One side is human, the other side is Pokemon. What is possibly unclear from that? Like, what do you mean? It like that alone just has me saying all types of no. Like, what? What is unclear? That that just no. Absolutely not. And then under that we have a kind again I say lore a little bit a little loosely here. It's not actual lore, but it is a concept that they have thought of, alright? And I'll probably put it up on screen. Again, this is stuff everyone's already seen, so it's not like, oh, this is brand new, this is revolutionary. No, everyone's already like kind of seen all this. So I'll put it up on screen for you guys to read, but I'll basically skim through it, and essentially a Typhlosion uh tricked a girl or a woman into believing a that that the Pokemon itself was a human and then had children with it. Just reading that or just hearing that description makes you think that I found this deep dark lore. It's like a fanfic. This literally sounds like a fan fiction off of some sketchy Discord server. Like, you'd find this in some, like, snot-nosed Discord moderators, like, back pocket of DMs, like, but no, this is Nintendo. This is Nintendo. Alright, this is the big bad Nintendo themselves. They gave this the green light, alright? They gave this the big old thumbs up and said, you are clear for takeoff. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, I know we've had jokes of like, oh, smash or pass Pokemon, but those have just been running memes. Like, they've been running memes since like the beginning of time. And like the last time, something quote unquote freaky happened in Pokemon, there was this guy in a game that you could go up to and you could talk to him, and basically his dialogue read, well, if you had a Pokemon like mine, you would have done it yourself. And it's just this joke that in this game, well, this man got down and dirty with his Pokemon. But this is just the other way around. And even both ways, it's not like great. And it just doesn't, it's not like, well, I'm a human, I'm gonna go do it with a Pokemon. No. No, that's just not it at all. That is far beyond good. But this, like, again, I put it up on the screen so you'll be able to like properly read through it and kind of like understand what this quote unquote little story has to offer. But the little trinkets of candy here are filled with poison because this sucks. This is just not okay or good at all. I think this is just overall bad. Like, just really, really bad. Now, the beginning of this little short story does say a shape shifting Typhlosion, so, like a shape shifting Typhlosion. And during this little time period, we don't quite have Mewtwo's yet, so what people are saying, right, for this where how this story is taking place and what time this story is taking place in, that a Ditto, now I can't find this. I've tried searching for it, or maybe I guess I just haven't tried searching enough, but I can't find it. But if I do find it, I'll probably slap it up on the screen somewhere as a good YouTuber. But a lot of people are taking the side that, well, hey, it says shape-shifting, so that means it's not a Typhlosion. In fact, it is a Ditto looking like a Typhlosion that is tricking this young girl into having children with him, which is still just not good. Like, I mean, either way, we're throwing the reputation of these Pokemon straight out the window. And even if it comes out to be that, hey, you were right, it was a Ditto, it was not a Typhlosion, it was not an actual Typhlosion, the reputation of this Pokemon is going to tank astronomically, alright? You will never look at this Pokemon again and see a pure face. Never again will you look at this very cool Pokemon, by the way. This Pokemon's awesome, alright? Typhlosions are really cool. You will never look at this Pokemon ever again, alright? It will just simply never be the same. Now, I also don't know if this is, like, true or not, but from what I'm currently reading, they had inspiration for this. right? Nintendo had the inspiration to make this story, and it was based off like a Japanese folklore myth thingy called the Faceless Woman. I'm unsure if this is like, true, or it's just like a myth story that like sounds very similar. But according to what I am reading, this is something they took inspiration from and said, you know what, we'll do this, but Pokemon. Just the fact that they even, this was floating around their offices, and everyone, not a single person was like, maybe we shouldn't do this. No, they gave this the green thumb. They were like, yep, this is good. This is great. We have this. This is all okay. It's absolutely not okay. All right, this is not good. This is like so many levels of just absolute cringe. And me being a Pokemon enjoyer, and I don't actually have a Typhlosion in the run that I'm currently doing, but any other run I would absolutely have a Typhlosion. So I'm gonna be that guy that's gonna be like, hey, we don't really have the source for this. At least I can't find it, so I don't know if like the sources of it being a Ditto instead of a Typhlosion are really credible, or if that just sounds like a whole lot of hoopla, and I'm just popping gallons of copium just to save this to save the reputation of this really cool Pokemon or something like that. But if I find it, I find it. If I don't, then I don't know. I'll probably steal a picture from someone else who made a video on this as well. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to figure out more, then you could probably search it up. It's not hard to find. You just kind of put some keywords in. Um, yeah, it's quite the something to hear about this. But until Nintendo comes out with it and speaks the truth amongst us mortals, that if it was a Typhlosion or it wasn't a Typhlosion, did the Typhlosion use the Diddy type move, or was it a Ditto, trying to just frame the Typhlosion for, just making him seem like a really bad Pokemon? But until something like that happens, we may never know. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to come on here and talk about is a little bit of cringy Pokemon. I guess, yeah. I'm gonna use lore in quotations here. Like, I feel like I should specify it. It's not lore. It is, but it isn't. It's not official. It was all scrapped, but still, it wasn't. Having this here in your databanks is not great, especially if it's scrapped. Like, this just makes it think like you want to use this. Like, this is something that you want to use. I mean, like, the article itself even says that this was a concept. Like, for what? What is this going to be, like a crazy backstory? And then like one of the trainers is like a half Typhlosion, half human combo, and they have like superpowers or something like that. Well, regardless, it's not amazing. It's pretty cringe. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to come out on here and get off my chest. I'm gonna go board up my house now and make sure everything's locked down. And if I get an orbital strike to my face, at least I'll be all over Instagram. So I suppose it wouldn't be that bad. But if that doesn't happen, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.